Hi everyone, it's Shamila Ramjawan coming to you from Johannesburg, South Africa on the Red Corner Show. This Women's Month, I am celebrating 31 inspirational women from across the globe. And today I have Jo Wiehler, who is originally from Durban, South Africa, now living in Italy. Her tagline, don't think locally, think globally and lead with love. Jo is an artist, mural artist, writer, international branding, marketing, sales trainer, coach, and mentor. The owner and president of Belle, Sabbioneta, B&B, and Sabbioneta, Italy, IT. Belle brand and Belle Sabbioneta PowerBall team. Multi-brand ambassador, model, and real size model for a few prestigious brands on Instagram. Hello, Jo. Welcome to the Red Corner Show.
Hi, welcome, and happy Women's Day to all of the beautiful ladies in South Africa.
Thank you so much. We celebrate Women's Day on the 9th of August, and we are celebrating women like you during Women's Month on the Red Corner Show.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here to also celebrate with my South African sisters. And, honor definitely to be on your show. Thank you.
It's only a pleasure. Jo, please tell the audience a little bit about yourself, introduction, career, anything that you would like to share with us.
Okay. Well, I am originally born in Durban, South Africa. And so South Africa proud right here and very excited. This is the most beautiful country in the world. My family immigrated to Canada when I was a young girl. We lived in Canada for a few years and then immigrated to the United States. I am number 3 out of 10 children. There's 7 girls, 3 boys in our family, and our family moved all over US. So virtually I grew up in the United States. Madonna was, kind of a fan of mine, or I was a fan of hers. And my dad was a printer and he was in sales. So it really sparked my interest when I was a little girl to watch my dad, manipulate the newspapers, manipulate the printing. And, he would teach me different sales techniques. And funny enough, the first thing I ever sold in my life, we had some wood at the side of our home, and I gathered up some dried flowers, and I started with what my dad had taught me, selling to my neighbors for $5 a piece. And as a little girl, that opened my eyes to go, oh, wow, sales are really cool. So after my divorce, I moved back to Canada with 2 children. And I started a cleaning company in Canada, which evolved into an events planning company, a wedding planning company. And we did all kinds of things from window painting to murals to Christmas decorating to set design to cleaning houses, move in, move out, all kinds of things. It was a really neat thing when my daughter was teased one time about her mom cleaning houses for a living. And my little girl turned around and she said, no, there's a big difference. My mom signs the check on the front, not the back. She's a business owner. And I didn't realize how much impact. Yeah, it was so great, especially she was a little girl about 5 or 6 years old at the time when she did that. And so the blessing with that was I didn't realize how much of an impact I had on my own daughter being a self-employed woman. I ended up owning my business for about 15 years. Until I had breast cancer and then a few other cancers, and ended up moving back to the United States. There I sold industrial steel buildings, airports, airport hangars, and industrial lighting. And with the sales training that my dad taught me growing up, it was a very different technique. So I was actually able to teach sales in a different area. So I've always been a sales trainer for whatever job I worked for. And then I, would always rise to the top, sales positions in the company or customer service positions, which was always important to serve with love. And then the opportunity to come to Italy happened. It was very cool how it happened. It's still a miracle. I still pinch myself and say, how did that happen? But the goal was to run a bed and breakfast and to do a retreat bed and breakfast for women and men around the world. And then we had coronavirus, and
yes,
everybody put their plans on hold and reconfigure and go back to the drawing board. And that is how the fantastic PowerBall team has been created. So
Awesome. What
very,
an interesting journey.
yeah, thank you. And so now I'm currently in Italy. So learning Italian, not good at it yet,
I can
but learning.
imagine. Yes. So how long are you in Italy now?
I've been in Italy for over a year. I've got back to Italy on the 15th of February. So most of that time has been in lockdown. So no Italian. I'm so sorry.
And why did you choose Italy?
I don't know if I chose Italy or if Italy chose me. So it all kind of coincided with um, the building that I purchased was a 500-year-old previous Jewish synagogue. And it's being turned into a bed and breakfast that we are doing retreats. So I was able to actually look at the business potential of it and to see that you don't actually market locally. So when you're in the local business, nobody is a prophet in their own land. But if you can take the techniques and skill sets that you've learned, maybe in your previous jobs or your previous businesses, then you can actually incorporate them in a different new environment, and you actually get amazing results. So it's been very good.
Yes, and you've got so much of experience just being an entrepreneur because you just went from strength to strength.
Well, a lot of that was, sometimes we're forced into being an entrepreneur. I think as a single mom, um, it was either feed the kids, go back to work as many hours and never see my children, or choose to work for myself and work around my children's schedule. So I chose the later, and I never dreamed of owning my own business. Um, when my kids were little, when they were tiny, I owned two separate businesses. One was an art business. The other one was a childcare business. And so that really helped me to kind of really see that it's actually more valuable to work for yourself than it is to work for, not that I'm saying jobs are bad, but if you can own the company, I recommend highly that you own the company.
Love it. And we spoke about COVID-19. How did that affect your business? I know you reconfigured and all of that. Take me through
Well,
that.
it actually, I had planned to open June, July of 2020. I had retreats booked for people from Australia and a couple other countries, and everything, none of us knew about coronavirus. So I had to cancel everything and postpone everything. And so virtually coronavirus, it put everything on hold. And with that, I was actually able to cultivate a lot of really good relationships with coaches around the world to create the PowerBall team, which is what we've done. And now we have 31 amazing coaches worldwide that are part of our organization that are going to be doing their retreats. We are almost fully booked before we've even opened. We're still, making a few more changes to the B&B to make sure that it's coronavirus, that we follow all the rules and regulations. So by the time we open the doors, we will be fully booked from May of 2022 all the way through 2023, and already 4 months into 2024.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it actually was a heartbreak at first, but it's turned out to be an amazing blessing, really, because I had just a simple vision for my business, and now it's grown to such an incredible vision. And I believe when the student's ready, the teacher appears. And I think if it weren't for coronavirus, we would not have been forced to become a digital society, making it don't think locally, think globally. And that actually made it very transparent and very possible for so many, businesses like you and I to do the Zoom conference, for so many people to just connect out of necessity, that I think it actually has bridged the gap in so many industries that we now all can move forward at a rapid speed virtually, and then, physically again when we can.
That is so true. I mean, think about it. If it wasn't through the virus, we wouldn't be talking, like you said. So there are positives that we can take away from the coronavirus.
Right. And I mean, we did unfortunately globally lose a lot of people, and a lot of people were affected, and it's really changed the normal. I think it's fair to say now that there is no more brick and mortar security. ever, because so many people saw that they can work from home. They don't have to go to the office. They don't have to commute. And I think that has eliminated a lot, but it's also helping us to shift into the next era of business where a lot of it is going to be, you and I, you're in South Africa, I'm in Italy, right? I have coaches in Albania, Jamaica, Australia, where we can all communicate and there's no longer that barrier. And we can plan and formulate a plan with being in so many different countries, but also Zoom has become such a powerful tool that we can all be on the same page at the same time, even in our different time zones. So I think it's been a very beneficial thing to businesses that are positioning themselves to move forward.
Absolutely. Joe, tell me, how do you recruit coaches? Because you mentioned that you have coaches throughout the world. So how do you recruit them, and how can one get hold of you if they're interested?
Well, I have, I believe the right ones will be the right ones. The wrong ones, it won't be the right opportunity for them. It's like that coin phrase, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. I'm truly looking for those who are looking to make an impact and a difference, and really have a heart of a champion, that want to love and serve and do good as well. There is a really good money potential for them. I'm looking for the coaches that truly want to, work together and to create such a strong force of women and men around the world. So truly, I've had a lot of referrals. The very first coach that I contacted was one of the friends that I made in Australia. I was just hoping that somebody would catch my vision, and it ended up being 1, and then 2, and then 10, and then, and then I met Maddie Sparkles, and she knows the whole world. So then, she's like, oh, and call her. And I told her about this. So I've had a lot of referrals that they've said, hey, you really want to get involved, because we're doing something different. I'm not going to give away all my trade secrets.
Yes, please don't.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to. Sorry, guys, I'm not going to, no secrets, but it is a very elite, powerful group of women. And we do have 2 men involved so far as coaches. But they range from anywhere from makeup artists to film production to joy coaches to, just life coaches to, like Tracy Jeske was on. She's fabulous. She's one of our coaches. She's an international stylist. And I happened to meet her through Maddie Sparkles. So definitely, if somebody is really interested in making an impact, I would love to talk to you. And I can leave you my information, either my email or my WhatsApp afterwards. Or, they can contact us through the Facebook page, the La Belle Sabbioneta, or the La Belle Sabbioneta and the PowerBall women, which I need to actually change to PowerBall team. But it is an opportunity open to anybody who is, ready to take it, ready to jump and maybe take a leap of faith, because I think we all have to take a leap of faith. Certainly when I started my cleaning company, I started it with $14.95 in the bank, and truly started that with a broken heart. And that is another talk. But I started it, and I went home and I cut up all the towels in my house, left 2, one for me, one for my daughter, took all the cleaning products out from underneath my sink, and went to the bank with all the excitement that I could, and go, oh my gosh, I have a cleaning company. Who wants a cleaner? And I was so surprised. People gave me their numbers. I gave them the card that my dad had printed up. And, before you know it, Sparkly Clean was born. And so truly, I'm looking for people who want to give back to society. I'm looking for coaches who, feel that they have a lot to contribute to society and to give to other people. And I'm looking for people who are not just in it for the money, because if you're just in it for the money, you're really gonna, you're not going to be a right fit for this. Yes. And definitely my goal is that that we rise together, that a lot of millionaires are created, but then at the same time they reach down and they pull other people up. Because I think that's the most important thing with women, especially, is once you help a woman rise, once you help a woman succeed, she goes back and helps her family. She goes back and helps her community. She goes back and helps the schools. She goes back and helps, the city that she lives in. She rises and she inspires other people to rise. And I really think that is truly how we can change the world, is by leading with love, thinking globally. It's no longer allowed to think just about our own little local plot that we do definitely have a responsibility to think of our brothers and sisters globally.
Yes. So it's all about thinking globally and lead with love. That's your tagline, right?
Yes, and so my tagline for my business, La Belle Sabbioneta, it's actually called La Belle Sabbioneta, come and find yourself, because I really want, everybody's lost. Everybody sometimes loses themselves in something, whether it's a divorce, a death, or, you know, maybe you've been stuck in a job for however many years, and maybe you're a talented artist, or, you know, whatever, you've always dreamed of being a musician, but you've been stuck in what pays the bills. And so I believe that helping people truly find their purpose and helping people to, you know, have the freedom to step out, to be what they feel in their heart they want to be. I believe that we have the opportunity to change the world. And so when you think globally, you don't just think locally. I'm thinking of my sisters in South Africa. I'm thinking of my friends in New Zealand and Australia and Alaska and you know, Bora Bora. I'm thinking of people everywhere that maybe is desperate for an opportunity but hasn't ever had one. And so this now, you know, we get to grab them by the hand. And I think, you know, so much in business, especially when I worked at the steel buildings, you know, being a woman, I'm always, okay, I love you, hug, hug, hug. And, you know, there's a lot of businesses that you don't do that. And so one of the things that I did differently in business is when somebody would buy a steel building from me, there's the steel building salespeople that wanted to do the quick sale. And so they would sell like $16,000 buildings, you know, day in, day out. And it would take me a little bit longer to sell the building. But when I would sell the building, you know, being a woman, we're inquisitive. So I'd go, oh, do you need gutters and downs? Which way are your windows? Do you need windows? Do you need garage doors? So I would sell my buildings with windows, gutters and downs, garage doors, insulation, lighting. And so they would get the complete package. And then I would go one step further and I would show up with balloons and cupcakes and, you know, and I just really wanted them to feel loved and special. And so I've always told people I love them. It probably stems, you know, I had a sister growing up who was very ill and we didn't know if she was going to make it. And a lot of times the doctor would say, you know, make sure you tell your sister you love her because, you know, she might not be
You never
here.
know. Yes.
And so, you know, we grew up always saying, I love you. And I think in South Africa, you know, it's settled.
It's the
Okay,
norm.
I love you.
It's the norm. Yes.
And I think maybe that's the South African difference that my dad had in America with his sales is he taught me to be a backdoor salesperson rather than a front door salesperson. And when you're a backdoor salesperson, you get invited to birthdays, funerals, weddings, baptisms, you know, you get to be involved in their life and you're not just selling a product, you're now a friend offering a product or service for their betterment. And so I think if we do that and our customers know that we love them, the people that work with us know that we love them, I think everybody rises to a higher level of excellence. And because there's that true statement that says, nobody cares what you know until they know that you care. And sometimes it's just putting your arms around somebody that makes the biggest difference in the world. And I think we've gotten to an age where that has been pulled out of business and it's time to put it back.
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know, from what you said about business and your journey, I took a lot from that, especially portraying your marketing skills. What would be your advice for a startup? Somebody who hasn't been in the business world. I mean, you've had numerous businesses, you've succeeded along the way. What would be your best advice?
My best advice would be to just start. You don't have to have all your ducks in a row. You don't have to have your glamorous website. You don't have to have social media. You don't have to have 50,000 followers. You just have to have the courage to just start. And then you don't need to know everything. You need to know what you need to know at that point, and then you need to grow and be willing to be teachable, be willing to listen to those that maybe could guide you in the right direction. You know, I think the best thing with business is, you know, being the business owner, at the end of the day, a lot of responsibility falls on your shoulders, and you also have to be strong enough to hold on to your beliefs. And if you feel heart that what you're doing or the angle that you're going is right, you have to be strong enough to maybe go against what everybody else is henpecking at you and have to say, I believe this will be right for this. And, and with business, I'm sure when you started your show, it wasn't easy every day. I'm sure you had a lot of failures that you're like, oh, okay, never do that one again. And that's, I think if we shortcut that, that takes away a lot of the business experience from people. So when my dad got his printing, he did his printing in South Africa. He did his printing apprenticeship. The place that he did, the gentleman actually taught him on a Gutenberg print press and had him learn from start to finish how to take it apart, how to put it back together, why certain inks were used, why it was done a certain way. Because he said, I don't care how much schooling you have, if you don't have the actual, knowledge, you don't, it's better than sometimes, people can go to college and get all the education. I'm not the person that went to college, and, I wasn't blessed with that. I had life thrown at me and I just had to figure it out. And I just had to, okay, what am I doing next? And sometimes it was just, how do I get to the next step? How do I get to the next step? And then sometimes I would meet a mentor along the way that would say, hey, I did this, maybe try this. And I would go, oh my gosh, thank you. But sometimes you just have to jump, and you have to jump, and you have to believe in yourself enough to know that you can do it, and you can do it. I want every man and woman to know there is no idea too big or too small that you can't do it. Think about paper clips. Somebody became a multimillionaire with paper clips.
Yes,
and I was
absolutely.
Paper clips,
Yes.
and there's everything from tires to paper clips to fashion to, notebooks to pens to everything. Everything around us is somebody's vision. So just start. It doesn't have to be perfect, but be willing to be teachable, be willing to learn, be willing to humble yourself, and be willing to ask for help when you need help.
What great words of wisdom. And any failures that you had?
Yes, a lot of failures. A lot. I had my art business and pencil portraits. I was married at the time and doing as many portraits as I could. Did not know I had to take taxes out of that. Did not know I had to charge taxes. I didn't know anything about that. I just thought, okay, I'm going to draw a picture. You guys are going to pay me, and then I'll draw another picture. And that was a very big learning lesson, to learn that, there is a social responsibility to pay, the local government. There's certain rights and liabilities that you have. And so that was a big, huge failure and a learning lesson for me. And so then it also helped me, with future businesses, to know that not every penny that I made belonged to me, that every penny, there was a social responsibility to give back. And some of the other failures is, when I had my cleaning company, I would let my customers know, let us know if things don't go right, because the last thing I want is to us be cleaning for you and you absolutely hate it, right? So don't be afraid to tell me. And I would say that's another thing, is don't be afraid to take the business criticism, because not every business, it's not going to be a bed of roses all the time. You're going to go through some days where you're crying and you're like, what was I saying? I don't know. But, and I told them, I said, I don't know that it's wrong if you don't tell us. So if you don't tell us, it has to be communication. So be willing to take that. And, and for me, I actually learned quite a lot, because I told my customers, when you tell me, you actually help me, because then I could serve you better, to make sure that maybe we didn't put the toaster in a way that ticks you off, or, maybe, so we don't realize how placement perfect sometimes people are, and how specific things are. And sometimes it could be just folding a towel the wrong way, or, or rearranging something. And so if you don't know, if you're not willing to learn, if you're not willing to listen to that criticism, if you're always thinking the customer's wrong, then, you never learn from that. So I think it's very vital for any business to learn from your mistakes, and to learn, okay, that really horribly was awful. So let's regroup, and what can we do to, be better? And I think that was always the most important question I would ask my customers. How could we serve you better? Especially if they chose to leave my company. How could we have served you better?
Yes.
That we could have kept you as a client.
That is definitely part of your growth and development.
Yes. Yes. And being a business owner, being an entrepreneur, I really don't want people to get fooled into thinking that overnight you're going to be a multimillionaire. You're not, but you will be if you persist. You will be if you look at your schedule and go, look, I can't go partying every night of the week because now I am a business owner. Now I have this responsibility to do certain things. And I think if you take your business seriously and you let your customers know, the smartest thing I ever did in business was to stick to my rules. When I had my cleaning customers, at first I was so excited just to get a customer. Yay, I have a customer. But then I started to let them know, if you cancel on me, I still have to pay labor. I still have to pay, wages. I still have all of this. So it actually helped me to set some really solid boundaries with my customers and to let them know that midnight, Christmas Eve, because they forgot to have the house cleaned, was not my emergency. And so I learned to be a little bit more tougher in certain areas. One of my accountants said, be quick to fire and slow to hire, because you really want to make sure that you have quality working for you and that you work well together. And sadly, sometimes all of our friends and family come at us when you own a business and they all expect to be hired immediately, but you can't do that because they may not be the right fit.
Yes, for sure. And I think it's also so important for startups or, entrepreneurs that are really starting up to realize and understand that you don't make a profit in the first 3 to 5 years at least.
Right. And that's the reality. But once the profits do come in, it is your work. And you may not make a profit the first year. And I remember my first year in several businesses, I didn't make a profit. And it probably wasn't until the second or third year that I started actually, going, okay, I'm not running to the bank before my employees. And then you can start breathing. But I think if you always stay hungry and you always treat it as if you don't have that, you always are open to growing. And the other thing that I think is really important in business is, I don't care if it's the janitor to the president, you show them love, show them compassion, treat them all like a king or queen, treat them all like they're your best friend that you'll never see again, treat them all with all the love, that you have. And, for us, we've had many Christmas events where we had homeless to multimillionaires at our table and nobody knew it because we just loved them all and we just wanted them all to be there. So I really think it's an important thing is to not be afraid to love your customers, to not be afraid to keep that personal touch in your business, and to not be afraid to let your personality shine through, because so many times people think that they have to follow somebody else. Well, that might work for them, but you are your own individual person with your own God-given rights and abilities and talents, and you need to let yourself shine and sparkle.
Yes, I love that. And also to stay humble. That's very important.
Yes. And we actually had a missionary friend from Zimbabwe, and he would say, humble is what I'm most proud of.
That's sweet.
So it's, I always thought that was funny, but I think there's that song that says, always stay humble and kind. I think whatever you do, as big as you grow, never be afraid to roll sleeves, never be afraid to get in there and serve your community, never be afraid to hug those around you, get your hands dirty. Be willing to hug those that are maybe sad. Be willing to reach out to the person that, many nights I had employees that would call me in tears. And I wanted to be that boss that I absolutely still, if they were going through something, I wanted them to know that they could lean on me. It wasn't just a business relationship. I wanted them to know that I'm a human being and I care about them and their family and their situations just as much as I would hope somebody would care about me and mine.
Yes, empathy and compassion. Wow, amazing entrepreneur. Jo, also your cancer scares and being a cancer survivor. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yes, I had been diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer on both sides. It was the BRCA1 gene, so unfortunately it was genetic. I had stage 4 breast cancer in 2009, 2010. I almost didn't make it. So it is there by the grace of God go I. I get really emotional when I talk about it. It's really hard. I try not to ever talk about it, but
I'm sorry for asking.
no. It's good because there's other people going through it. I was told that I wouldn't make it to my 40th birthday, and I really had to look myself in the eye and go, okay, Lord, if you're calling me home, let me be ready. Give me the strength to close my eyes. And if not, I have, kids that I want to raise. I want to see them grow up. I want to see my grandkids one day. I have dreams. I have goals. I have things that I want to do. So, and if I get to heaven, I'm probably going to take over. Just so you know, we're going to get rid of that do creation in 7 days. We're going to do it in a day and a half, and we're going to rest for 6.5.
Wow.
But I had stage 4 breast cancer, and then almost to the day, 5 years later, I ended up with lung cancer.
Oh my
a few
goodness.
weeks later, I was told, yeah, it was, spreading from the breast cancer that they thought they had removed. So I had a double mastectomy and complete rebuild. I look at it like God said, girl, you need to have a boob job. And I said, all right, let's do it.
That's a good way to look at it. Yes, the positive thinking.
Let's keep them lifted. And then I ended up getting lung cancer, ovarian, uterine, colon, and cervical.
Oh my
cancer.
goodness.
Yeah, so it was like blow after blow after blow after blow after blow, and ended up going through more chemo. I had a total of 12 inches of my colon removed. I had my uterus, ovaries, and cervix completely removed, and I was treated with lung cancer. So every day is a gift. Every day is truly.
Yes, appreciate every single day.
Yes, every day. But I believe when we get a life-altering disease like this, it really helps us to value life more, and to not be afraid to laugh, not be afraid to love. And I think it's helped me to love deeper, and helped me to be goofier, and helped me to just really, and my daughter would always say to me, yesterday's a mystery, or yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. And we learn to love deeper. We learn that we may not have a tomorrow. We may, and truly, I don't know why I'm still here. I shouldn't be here. Medically, I shouldn't be here. But I guess God still has more for me to do, or he's afraid I'm going to take over.
Yes, definitely unfinished business on earth.
Yeah, or he says, wait, that girl's going to take over. Forget it. We can't have her up here. So forget it. But I think it really puts you in touch with the fact that we are only human, and that what we have here in life is not materialistic. It is more how and how we impact people's lives that matter, because when we all leave, none of this stuff goes with us. Our knowledge, our love, our compassion, our kindness, our experiences go with us. So I think it makes us love deeper, and it helps us to put our life more in priority, and organize our life a little bit better, and take the risk that maybe we're too scared to take, to go, why not? Let's just do it. What do we have to lose? Right? Let's go.
Yes.
Adventure, I'm in. Call me Thelma.
I like that. Yes, absolutely, for sure. So it's Women's Month in South Africa. What would be your inspirational message to women, not just in South Africa, but across the globe?
I would say to love deeper, to just not be afraid to reach out to your neighbor across the street, not be afraid to, if you move into a neighborhood, take a plate of cookies. They're just as scared to meet you as you are to meet them. So be the one that, be the one that's the bridge, not be afraid to hug people, especially with coronavirus. We're all a little bit, nervous, but not be afraid to be involved in people's lives. I think the most important thing we can do as women is to empower another woman, because we don't know, we might say one thing to another woman, and that is the purpose of the PowerBall retreats, is that you don't know what you're going to say or empower that woman. That woman might come to your retreat, and we might be seeing the next global leader right there. That one week, that one statement, that one hug might be the thing that keeps her going. And I think the most powerful thing for any woman, South African, the most beautiful women in the world are South African, wink, wink.
I agree.
But I would say the most important thing we could do as women is to get rid of color or religion or orientation, and grab hands and march forward together, and show that we love each other, that we are all humankind, It doesn't matter if we are white, black, red, green, purple, gay, straight, religious, not religious. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we empower that other person to rise with us. And I think that's the most important thing we could do, is love beyond ourselves.
Such a great message. Love it. Jo Wiehler, thank you so much for chatting to me on the Red Corner Show. I wish you all the best, and I hope that we can connect at some point.
Well, we would love to have you come for a retreat if you would like to. We would love to have your show in La Bella Sabbioneta in Sabbioneta, Italy. So yeah, I'm serious. I'm totally serious. If you want to, we would love to have you guys do live Red Corner show from Sabbioneta, Italy, and really impact people and say, and we would love to, serve you. So let me know and we'll make it happen for you.
Lovely. I'm in it. Definitely in it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we would love to have you, because what we are doing, we have 31 coaches, and we are absolutely, with their talents, their abilities, their love, their compassion, we are going to make some really big changes. And I, along with all of the coaches, I believe that we've got something that we are really going to impact this world and change it and do something different. So we would truly be honored to have you as one of our guests at La Bella Sabbioneta, and have you do a live week worth of show at the Red Corner from Sabbioneta, Italy, and do the retreat with us.
Lovely. So, I'm in. Definitely I'm in.
Yay! Woohoo! I'm serious. I'm so serious. We would be so honored to have you and to serve you and to treat you to a retreat as what the ladies are going to have. And if I can just say one more thing about the retreats.
Yes, of course.
They are really cool retreats. We've put together an all-inclusive retreat. So you will be flown in, airport transferred, to and from. You will have 8 cities of Italy that you're going to be going to, and a lot of goodies and surprises along the way, breakfast, lunch, and we've got 2 parties that we're going to be throwing for you. The Friday one is a very special one. So that's cocktail attire, where every woman gets to dress up and be fancy and gorgeous, and we celebrate you. We want you to leave there feeling like you are the most beautiful, important person in the world. And whatever retreat it is, we want people, men, women, to come and feel loved, empowered, and served, and beyond served. I want them to go home and go, oh, holy well, we got to go back to the next one. And so we would truly be honored to have you come and be a part of our PowerBall team. And
I'm definitely going to be there. Definitely going to be there.
Well, it's our honor to serve you and to treat you like our VIP all the way, red carpet from start to finish.
Oh,
red corner, red carpet.
Yes, absolutely. My favorite color.
For doing this. Well, thank you for doing this for the women of South Africa. They're so blessed to have you. They're so blessed to have such an amazing TV host and TV show. And I hope you just get fan mail after fan mail saying how great you are. And, truly you are a very beautiful person. So thank you for doing this for all the ladies.
Thank you, Jo. I truly appreciate that. And I loved having you on the show. We are way beyond our 20 minutes because I just can't stop listening to you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Ciao, Bella, to everybody. And I will leave you my information so you can put it up there. And La Bella Sabbioneta and La Bella Sabbioneta PowerBalls. And I'll leave you my webpage. And ciao, Bella. Happy Women's Day, everybody. We love you.
You can actually mention your webpage here on the show.
Oh, okay. Sure. It's www.labella, LABELLE, LabellaSabbioneta.com, or you can do La Bella Sabbioneta on Facebook, La Bella Sabbioneta and the Powerball Women Facebook page as well, or Jo Wiehler, or you can go Instagram, Jo Wiehler, at Jo Wiehler, La Bella Sabbioneta. Hopefully.
There you go. Absolutely awesome. Take care, Jo. All the best.
Take care. Happy Women's Day, everybody. We love you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.